Okay, guys, so the worst thing that can happen to a guy the day he asks a girl out happened to me the day I asked this beautiful girl to be my girlfriend. Worst thing, right? Okay, so Ingrid was the first girl that I've ever asked out. So I was pretty nervous. We already know how guys get nervous before they ask a girl out, but this was my first time. I've never done this before. And look how gorgeous she is. So you can imagine my nerves, right? So I planned everything out quite well. Planned everything out. She had no clue. Did you have an idea?
No, I just knew that we were going on a date because we had actually just started seeing each other because remember the whole me moving to Richards Bay, and then he was like, let's go out on a date on this day, and I was just like, oh, okay.
She just moved back into town, so I was like, let's just go out on a date. And then we went to this place called Jack's Corner.
Guys,
really romantic.
The outfit I wore was not date worthy.
I told her dress up nicely. She wore shorts.
You didn't tell me dress up.
I did. I said wear nice clothes.
No,
I said wear nice.
said wear comfortable clothes.
I said
and I wore something that was comfortable.
Which
was a crop top and shorts, and I threw my jacket over.
And I went all out. I'm in fashion designer. Now you're probably wondering, Daniel, why was Ingrid your first girlfriend ever? Weren't you old? Because I did ask her out at the age of 22. That's crazy. I was a late bloomer. Now you'll see these, right? You'll see these, right? They only came in, unfortunately, when after puberty, post puberty, as you see. Before puberty, shish. She would have looked the other side. Anyway, so we went on a date, right? We sat down. The vibe was beautiful. I think I even got her flowers. Yes, I did get her flowers. Everything was nice and perfect. And then I had saved up a little bit of money because I was broke. I was very, very broke. So I saved up about 1,200 Rand into my account. Then we sat down, then we spoke a little bit, we took some selfies. Then I started talking to her, just asking her basic questions. Now, guys, when you're on a date with a girl, and you're about to ask her out, relax. Scan the environment and make sure that when you ask her out, there's not people close by that can hear your conversation. Because if she says no, that'll be quite embarrassing. So I made sure we take a corner table. So now we get into the main part about the date. Now, this is how I asked Ingrid out. I was really, really nervous, guys. Extremely nervous. I'm thinking, what if she says no? But the date was going perfect. We spoke about everything that we needed to speak about to know if we wanted to be together or not. We're having really deep conversations. So now I stood there. What did I do?
He pulled out his phone because he said he wanted to take a picture of me. Because the version that you guys get now is actually a very confident Ingrid, but before I was very shy with the camera. So he just said, no, I'm going to take a picture, and then he put it up against where the salt and pepper sits and the tomato sauce and stuff. And then I was like, oh, okay, he's just taking a picture of me. So I was smiling, and he was actually recording.
I recorded. I had to record the whole thing. Now imagine if she said no. So I held her hand like this, right? Held her hands and I said, listen,
I always used to say listen, so I started copying.
Yeah, I said listen, and I was all the way across the table, so I pulled her hands to me, and then she looked at me all confused, sparkly eyes, and then I said, will you be my girlfriend? Oh, she melted. Oh my God, baby. Oh, baby. Crazy. Yeah, she said yes. Everything was perfect, guys. Now, I know you're wondering, okay, this date sounds perfect. This date sounds amazing. What's the worst thing that can happen to a guy? This is where it went downhill. So when you're broke, you always let the lady order first. When you're on a budget, right? You can't just order first as a guy. So you always let her order first, right? So when we were ordering, I had to listen to what Ingrid is taking. Then I order below that. So take your order, baby. Let's pretend there's a waiter coming up right now. Take your order.
So I got us wine.
Mm-hmm.
And we were sharing the wine.
So
and then
I open the menu. I look at the wine. Okay. Okay.
And then I said, can I please have a seafood platter?
Yeah, you see the seafood platter. You already know it's a seafood platter. That thing was 500 Rand. So then I look at the seafood platter. Then I go, can I get a T-bone steak? The 200 grams, please. Then you ask for water. Can I get sparkling water? Then you look at the price. Make it still. You know what? Make it tap water. No lemons. Do you charge for lemons? So you make sure it's as cheap as possible. So now, after we ordered our food came up to maybe like about 800 Rand, right? About 800 Rand, which is not bad. That's a beautiful date. We had some dessert. Everything was romantic. It was beautiful. You liked it, right?
I did.
Okay, that's good. So now it's time to pay the bill. The waiter comes up. They have lovely waiters, by the way. The waiter comes up. She says, okay, can I, she comes straight up to the guy, me, she hands me the bill. Now, I knew I had enough money in this account.
Confidence.
Confident, chest out. I tapped. She took the tip included, of course. Tip included. Of course we tipped. Come on, guys. She goes, hey, sorry, sir, it declined. I'm like, oof, okay. No, it can't decline, Let me try again. Maybe it's the network. Tapped again. Hey, sir, it's still declining.
That was crazy.
If I wasn't so dark, I would have gotten red. That's how embarrassing it was. Now, but thank God, this lovely lady here, she had cash in her wallet. So she didn't want to embarrass me. So then she slipped it to me under the table. She threw her wallet to me from under the table, and then I grabbed it and I was like, what's this? And she's just like, pay for it, and the waiter was like, busy trying to make the card machine work or whatever it is. But the waiter knew that, hey, you have to decline. But she was pretending, what a G. I even picked up the tip, but not with my money. So I took the wallet, and then after that I paid for the dates. I think I paid about 1,000 rands.
It was about 900.
900, yeah. So I went on a date, beautiful date. I set it up. I made the reservations. I wanted to ask her a girl. I asked her out.
Got the girl.
I got the girl, and I didn't pay for the date. Who got duped? Guess what? I'm also not paying. I also didn't pay Lobola. It's been a free ride. I'm a cheapskate.
Are you calling me cheap?
No, I'm the cheapskate. I'm the one getting things for free. You're the one who was
you got me
paying.
for
By
free.
the way, guys, have you ever paid afterwards?
No.
Yeah, exactly. We need to clarify that now. They'll be like, oh my God, he makes her pay for everything. No, relax. She's never ever paid.
I'm also really irresponsible with my money. So whatever money I make, even when I was working, I just send it to Daniel.
Yeah, but yeah, now she has never ever paid for a date afterwards. But she did pay for the first date. But just guys, if you're asking out a girl on a date, please make sure that you have enough cash. Because what happened to me, actually, Virgin Active took out some money from my account. That's why it was declining. I had a gym membership, and then the gym membership took out some money that afternoon. So now when I checked my account balance, there was about, I think, 400 Rand there. Yeah. But yeah, at least, everything turned out well. So, and now I know that she's by my side, even if my card declines. I found love, guys. I found
Who's
love.
gonna wash the dishes when I
Yeah.
because I don't have any money.
Yeah, we were gonna wash the dishes. We're prepared to wash the dishes. Please tell us what other topic you would want us to talk about in the comment section. We love you. Thank you for watching, guys. Please subscribe.